Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Friday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we all know that the All-Star break is finally over. And of course, the NBA is back in full effect. And I believe they had 9 games on yesterday. So it was a full night of action in the NBA. But of course, as you know, we must focus on the Los Angeles Lakers. And of course, the Lakers were in action against none other than the Golden State Warriors. And of course, this time around, unlike the matchup against the Golden State Warriors back on January the 27th, that probably proved to be probably one of the better games so far of the regular season, in a quite competitive matchup that the Lakers end up winning, by the way, 145 to 144. But in this particular contest on yesterday, we saw that the Lakers, of course, were without none other than LeBron James. And of course, somebody else that is maybe, I won't say more significant, but just as significant, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and that of Jared Vanderbilt. And we know Jared Vanderbilt has been out probably, I think, for maybe 2 to 3 weeks now, and is going to be reevaluated probably early April, hoping he can come back for that playoff push, but don't want to do too much. He's already been suffering from that mid-level foot sprain, I believe it is, that he's suffering from. So we don't want him to injure it anymore. But Jared Vanderbilt, who has been a very important piece for the Los Angeles Lakers, especially in that particular game that I'm referring to back on the 27th, because of his ability to guard people like a Steph Curry. And we saw how valuable Vanderbilt was in the Lakers playoff run on last year, because you can have some great on-ball defenders such as a Cam Reddish, who is also out. But, you know, Anthony Davis is, of course, going to continue to be the anchors to that Lakers defense. But you can see the difference with the Lakers on yesterday without LeBron James. And of course, a lot of these haters and a lot of these people will say, well, the Lakers are better without LeBron James. And we saw clearly yesterday that wasn't the case. And of course, we got a lot of these haters also stating that LeBron James truly isn't injured and he's just load management, because the Lakers again have a contest tonight against the San Antonio Spurs. And of course, LeBron James, it would be smart, if you're going to rest, do it on the first night of the back-to-back. That way you can go ahead and maybe that ankle continues to heal. Because I remember seeing when LeBron James turned that ankle a month or so ago, and it was pretty bad, but he continued to play through the pain, and you could see that it has been hampering him. So he's been resting and still getting rehabilitation every day when he can. So I seen that very same Max Christie sprained his ankle the same way, left the game, did not return, and then was out for the past week or so. And maybe he's playing through a little bit of pain until Cam Reddish can get back. But all things are pointing that Cam Reddish should be turning back into the fold here relatively quickly. And that will be good for the Lakers, especially considering that Vanderbilt is going to be out for an extensive period of time. And, you know, Cam Reddish, even though he hasn't been as consistent as we would like him to be from behind the three-point range, he was playing some great wing defense. And, of course, Jackson Hayes has been bringing quite a bit of energy as well. And if you look at the game on yesterday, the Lakers, other than finishing out, I believe the third and the second quarter is when they let the game get away from them, because they were hanging with Golden State for the majority of the game. Of course, Steph Curry came out very hot. I'm not sure why Darvin Ham elected to go with drop coverage and allow Austin Reeves to continue to fight over screens by Draymond, easily letting Steph get separation. You can fight through screens all you want to, but Draymond is an expert, has been doing it for years, getting good screens. And if AD drops, so now AD has to start coming forward on the screens. Now you're leaving people open on the backside to get easy buckets, such as a Wiggins and a Kuminga. So ultimately what the Lakers needed to do was do a little bit more switching, which is normally what they like to do. And of course, Anthony Davis does have the prowess to be able to play perimeter defense. You really don't want him on someone like a Steph Curry, but if you get caught on a switch, I trust that he has the length enough to slow him down and not give him an easy look. So I still would prefer switching on pick and rolls versus this drop coverage that they were started off running last night, and I think they paid for it dearly. D'Angelo Russell probably could have had a better game on yesterday as well, but at the end of the day, when LeBron James returns to action tonight, I think you'll see a better Lakers team, and they should go out and get a victory over the San Antonio Spurs. And of course, the Lakers have a nice stretch of games coming up. We know this is about to be the playoff push. So if you look at like the Suns, how they fell out yesterday, and let me, as a matter of fact, I need to pull up, let's just pull up the standings here, because I think it's going to be very interesting as we get down the stretch of the NBA. And if you take a look at the Western Conference, of course, the Timberwolves are barely hanging on over the Thunder. And we know the Thunder had a great game on yesterday for them actually beating the Clippers, because the Clippers have been on a tear. And let's not forget, speaking of Golden State are winners of the 10 out of the last 12. So Golden State is going to be a team that must be reckoned with. I hope you didn't think that they would be sitting at the bottom of the standings too long. They've moved Klay Thompson to the bench, and now, as you can see, they're starting to get in a rhythm. And of course, if you're a number 1 or number 2 seed, a young Timberwolves or Thunder team, you don't want to see the Lakers and or the Warriors in the first round, because that is not going to be very good for you, and it might just be detrimental to your chances of advancing in the playoffs. But you saw the Mavericks and the Suns. Mavericks took out the Suns on yesterday. Now the Mavericks are in the 6th seed, and just like that, the Suns are down. But if you look at 6th, 7th, and 8th seed, the Mavericks, the Suns, and the Kings all have 23 losses. Warriors with 26, Lakers with 27. Lakers 2 more wins at 30 and 27 than the Lakers at 28 and 26. But by those percentage points are still in front of the Warriors for 9th place. What I think the Lakers need to do, even though they're 4 games out, but those 4 games out behind the Kings still puts them 4 games out of being in 6th place with the Mavericks. And if I am not mistaken, they have a tiebreaker with the Mavericks as of now. So the Lakers, they're going to have to be able to start narrowing the gap. 4 games is not big, especially when you're going to be taking on other teams. And I honestly think that the Lakers can get easily to a 5th or 6th seed if they continue to play good basketball and get back healthy. So as long as LeBron James and Anthony Davis can stay healthy, Austin Reeves continue to his good play, then I think that the Lakers will have a good shot at being successful and making a run. But for them to be able to actually go into the playoffs and make a good push, Hachimura have to be playing well. Cam Reddish will have to be playing well. And of course, D'Angelo Russell will have to keep up his recent good play. And I think that's something that he will continue to do as he continues to get chemistry with LeBron James. And LeBron James continues to build his trust in him and puts his confidence in him. And you can tell that D'Angelo Russell was starting to play some good basketball before the break. So he just needs to keep that up. Of course, the Lakers games coming up. They had the Spurs today. Then Sunday they have a matchup against the Suns. And that's what I'm telling you. When you have these head-to-head matchups like that, then you can really make a push in the standings, because not only are you gaining a victory, you're giving that team a loss. So in essence, you're gaining 2 games. So if that's the case, like for instance, if the Lakers go into that game, if they beat San Antonio on their 31 and 27, and then you look at the Suns, you beat them, then you become 32 and 27, and they become 33 and 34, 33 and 24. And then, of course, you're only 3 games out from them. So, the Lakers still have plenty of matchups left against the West to gain some ground. And fortunately for them, they will be at home again a lot in March because of that long Grammy road trip that they have. So they have some home games for making up to do. And then, of course, on Wednesday, so Sunday, they get a couple of days off. They'll be off Monday and Tuesday for a Wednesday night matchup taking on none other than the Clippers. And that'll be a true measurement for them, even though I would love for them to have Vanderbilt. I think the Lakers are ahead of that series 2-1 this season, but I think one of those victories was before Harden. I think the Clippers' victory was without LeBron. So we've been having different injuries that affected that. I would like to see both teams fully healthy so we can get a true measurement of where they are. Then the Lakers play the Wizards, be a little bit easier, take on the Nuggets, another true test. Things don't get any easier from there, because then they'll have the Thunder, the Kings, the Bucks, the Timberwolves, the Warriors, and the Kings again, all in that order. So things aren't going to get easier, and that's good, because the Lakers need to grit out some games, and they just need to get better, have confidence in each other. Before the break, they start playing really good basketball. Let's hope that trend continues. It'd have been nice, like I said, to have Vanderbilt. I can't beat that drum enough, because I, for one, really know the value of what Vanderbilt brings on the defensive end, being able to guard positions 1 through 4, putting a lot of pressure on, let's say, Jamal Murray in the Denver series, or Steph Curry in the Golden State series, or like he did Ja Morant in the Memphis series on last year. So we wish best wishes to him, not to rush him back too quickly, but at least have him healthy for a run at the playoffs would be nice. But in the meantime, maybe Jackson Hayes can get more minutes and get some of that energy, because the Lakers, you got to have a cleanup man. And I think that's what the Lakers was missing. You got Anthony Davis, who's your anchor on defense. You got LeBron James, who's going to get everybody involved. You have a Austin Reeves who can create. You have a D'Angelo Russell who can create. You have Achimura who can create and make shots off the dribble. So I think the Lakers, as they continue to gain chemistry in the second half push of the season, then you'll start to see them play some better basketball. But things aren't, like I said, with that schedule going to get any easier. Doesn't get any easier after that, because after that they'll be playing the Bucks. Then they'll have the Grizzlies, the Pacers, the Nets, and Raptors, and the Wizards. So during that little stretch in late March, it might slow down. But these next few games is going to test where the Lakers are and where they need to be. So stay tuned. We're going to keep talking about it every day. If you haven't done so already, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe, hit that bell. And as always, this is your boy B New. I'm saying right on to the real, and much love to these haters. I'm out.